Is it the right time to sell my house? Great question. Maybe you want to sell. Maybe you want to refinance. Or maybe you want to hold this property. Well, let's break all these down, see exactly where you stand, and which one is your best option. So hear me out here on this, right? So especially in Hispanic tradition, we are taught that your home is your retirement plan. You're talking about your 30, your 40 years safe haven, that when you get to that age, you could just walk to the bank and they're just gonna say, here you go, Mr. Pena, 30 years worth of savings from your house, take it away, put it out, go live your life now and retire. Unfortunately, that's not the truth. See, you have to understand that real estate is really a game, and depending how you play it, you could have a really good outcome, that retirement that you want, or you could have a very bad, not quite retirement, yet maybe bad scenario. And I'll give you an example of that. Last year, I had to meet with this lady, right? She's been working 3 jobs to maintain a $2,400 mortgage currently because her husband cannot work due to a work incident that required him to have major surgery because his disability can no longer work. So this poor lady's working 3 jobs to pay a $2,400 mortgage. And of course, she calls me and she says, JP, at this point, I want to sell, I want to liquidate, I want to take that out, you know, and just go somewhere else right now because we definitely need it, right? Now, keep in mind, she's had this property for almost 30 years. She went through the 2006, you know, little roller coaster we went through. She withdrew money, she refinanced. Unfortunately, due to that, at the current moment, she owes more than what her property is worth. Think about that. Having a property for 30 years in which you've been paying, you have occasionally withdrawn from that property, in sense, using it like an ATM, and then now, 30 years later, when you think that you're gonna go to that bank and get all that money, they say, no, stop. Unfortunately, you owe more than what your property's worth, so in fact, you need to keep on paying until eventually you get to that point. That's not quite the retirement plan you had in mind, right? So let me break this down. See, one of the reasons why when I sit down with my buyers initially to consult them is to actually provide a blueprint that's gonna work for them. For example, I always go off of my 5-year forecast, and this is something that I have taken in from a lot of my successful clients, wealthy clients that have played this game correctly, have made money, but have not lost tremendously like many other people have on the real estate game. So with that 5-year forecast, you have to look at it this way. For example, if there's a change in your lifestyle, this means work, maybe a circumstance that came up, can you rent this property and make money? The second one is, can you sell this property within those 5 years and make money? And the third one is, can you refinance, get money out, and still have enough money in there? So what this means is that in those 5 years, 5-year forecast, you're buying in a market that's actually improving, not only in appreciation, but surrounding areas. It's providing you that equity that in the event something happens, you have that available. You could either rent the property, make some money, meaning it's in a good rental location. You could refinance, which is one of the options we spoke about, take that money out, put it to work, use it the right way. I'm not talking about a quinceañera here. I'm not talking about going to get a new car. Using it properly to help you either duplicate, make more money, or get you out of your current situation. Or third, lastly, is the ability to sell, liquidate, and put that money to work somewhere else. Now, if you're buying in a location, and normally when I sit down with my buyers, we go over all the statistics, and we see that they're capping the market already where it seems like there's really no much room to go high. And it seems like, man, if something were to happen here, it's gonna be very tricky. For example, some areas here in the Hollywood Hills, that's what we're seeing, that you're buying at the top of the market. And quite frankly, in a 5-year forecast, knowing that we're in a correcting market, that's gonna be very tough to see where that ends up. But for the most part, there's still a lot of healthy markets out there in which you could take advantage of. You could buy and have a great, good position in the event something comes up. You have that option to sell and walk out with money. So going back to this question, is it the right time for you to sell right now in this current market? Well, depending where you are located, certain markets, the answer might be yes. you have completely exceeded the amount that you could possibly get on that property. And if you're sitting there thinking, hey, well, I'm gonna wait another 10 years, another 20 years, because this might just keep on going up, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's gonna be a very tough cookie to swallow. Not gonna work. Now, if you're in an up market where there's still a lot of improvements, you still see that there's appreciation, then hey, man, you know what? Maybe it might be a good idea to hold off if there's not a reason why you need to sell. For example, again, a change of workplace, maybe you found that home that you really like and stuff like that, then that's a whole different option. But if you don't need to sell at the moment and you might want to take some money out and take advantage of another market, purchase maybe some duplexes or triplexes, then maybe refinancing would be a better option for you, because you can get some of those funds, use it as a down payment, put them to work. Now you have two assets working for you to create some cash flow, which that's always a great possibility. Now, with that said, you have three different options. Understanding which position you fall on could be a bit complex to do it yourself, but by contacting a professional, an advisor like myself, we could do a full analysis to determine what's the better outcome for you, what exactly your goals are, and how we can properly put a blueprint together to help you get there.